Hello everyone, welcome back. I have another review today. I have the M416 CQB CAMO. This is one of the oldest weapons in the game. I cannot believe I haven't reviewed it yet, as can many of you. So today I am finally getting around to this weapon. It's been requested by you guys for about 3 years now. I've just been a complete lazy ass with getting around to it, so I decided not to be a lazy ass anymore and finally do this weapon. I will be comparing it to the M4A1 SOP mod. In my opinion, the closest weapon to it, although I am a heavy supporter of the SOP mod, not the M416 CQB CAMO. Granted, I still think they're both kind of noobish weapons, but what can I say? I gotta pick one or the other. So without any further ado, I'm going to go into the stats of both of these weapons. First of all, with the M416 CQB CAMO, we have a damage of 41, portability of 66, rate of fire of 74, accuracy of 80, recoil of 63. The M4A1 SOP mod, on the other hand, has a damage of 40, portability of 66, rate of fire of 74, accuracy of 80, and recoil of 64. Both of them are only fully automatic and are both NX rare. Ammo capacity 30 of 90 on both weapons. Pretty much everything is very, very similar to both of these. The reason I prefer the M4A1 SOP mod is actually a couple of reasons, really. First of all, the recoil is slightly easier to control at long range than the M416 CQB CAMO after it's customized. That's true of both weapons. If you were to customize both the fire rate and the damage, assuming that you're not stupid enough to do the recoil, then yeah, you need to go ahead and not do that. But after you've done that, I do prefer the recoil pattern of the M4A1 SOP mod, because obviously the fire rate makes that a little bit different. It's a little easier to control in my opinion, and on top of that you do have the silencer. The M416 CQB CAMO is otherwise exactly like the regular M416 CQB. However, it does sport much better damage drop-off, which is noticeable at long range, like I'm using it here on Crystal Tower. A regular M416 CQB might be a 5-shot kill. This one is rarely over a 4-shot. Still a very, very accurate weapon, still very, very low recoil and spread for that matter. It's basically an SG556 with slightly more spread, not a whole lot more. I'm jumping around and using it, which is how you're typically supposed to use it. Imagine it sort of as the P90 of assault rifles. It's really the way to think about it. You want to use the scope a lot, spray it. It is very tap fireable, although you don't usually need to. Part of the reason the weapon is so popular. It's so good, it's so low recoil, you can use it like a G36 without having to tap fire. You can spray it at long range and still expect a lot of, you know, headshot, kill peekers, all that good stuff. And the M4A1 SOP mod is more or less the same way. They both have about the same damage drop-off. I think the SOP mod might be a little bit worse in that category, but I might be wrong about that. Haven't done extensive testing next to each other, like just kind of side by side. But if I know the way the weapon feels, I have each of them for perm. I do prefer the SOP mod, but the M416 CQB feels like it has better damage drop-off in my opinion. Not a whole lot better, but enough to make a difference at the longest range that assault rifles can be used at. Now, how can you get a hold of an M416 CQB CAMO? You can get this weapon out of the supply crate missed in the Mega Mist crate, the transport locker, which we haven't seen in years, the supply crate missed Delta, the missed uniform, the missed Infinity case, and the supply crate missed SVS, which is Spiders vs. Scorpions for those of you who don't know. That's a case that comes around every time that event, the Spiders vs. Scorpion event, comes around. Do I recommend getting this weapon? That's really up to you. Honestly, I don't find the weapon very fun to use, which is why you never see me use my SOP mod or even any similar weapons in my YouTube videos. The only low recoil weapons I typically use are the SG556 variants, just because they're kind of fun to use. But otherwise, I don't find low recoil weapons very fun, and they certainly are not very skill-oriented, so you're not going to find me using them very, very often. They just aren't fun to me, so that's just my own personal preference. But are they effective? Absolutely. Are they good in Clan Wars? Absolutely. I would carry these with an assault rifle of some other kind that's long range, or a sniper rifle. One of the two should be fine. Like if you were to carry it with an M417 variant, you'd be set for almost any range, although this weapon can cover most ranges just, you know, perfectly fine. It's designed for every type of combat scenario. Not to mention it is customizable, so all those stats I mentioned earlier, the damage will go to 44, increasing the base stat. The rate of fire will go up to 77, very, very fast for an assault rifle. And if you increase the accuracy and recoil, the recoil will go to 66, heavily screwing off the pattern, and the accuracy will go to 83, which is nice, but not worth it in my opinion. Anyway, that about wraps up the review for the M416 CQB CAMO. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Shadolance out.